Yo, if you score on me and you watch that replay, it's done. Don't do it. I'ma hit you with like 100 drag backs. I'ma park the bus. We gonna hold the ball all day and have a lovely old time. No cap. I can run the game in sandals. No long talk, don't ramble. If I score once, it's done. I'ma hold the ball, you won't have fun. Pass around the back, no shame. It's more than just a game. If you promise me elite, I'ma sell my mom's soul today.
Gold one, all I hit is gold one. All I hit is gold one, I'm stuck in gold one. All I hit is gold one, I can't hit elite 3. You can never see me in elite, no.
What's going on, YouTube? It is your boy 1 Star Week for then. You are now watching yet again the luckiest, most fruitful road to glory on YouTube. It is the broke boy road to glory. And as you guys know, we got some weekend league gameplay to jump into. But first, we're gonna be talking about team of the year. The promo is in its final stages, and we did the 83 upgrades today. The attacker one, the midfielder one, the defender one, and we ended up stuck with the Sergio Busquets. After all of that, and I will say the attacker upgrade was very hard to do because of the 75 chem. My club is now drained, and when I say drained, I have almost nothing left. I have done gold upgrades. I have done the league upgrades. I have done the 83 upgrades. I have gotten squad battles rewards gold 1. You guys be seeing some of the packs on your screen, and unfortunately the pack luck is not in. It seems like this year has been incredibly difficult to pack any blues, and even just the other cards like the Manes, the Marquinhos, the Fakirs that they added into packs are very difficult to pack as well. So it is what it is. We're gonna count our blessings. Be thankful we packed Mbappe. And as you can see on your screen, we are very close to level 27 of objectives. I'll make sure I hit that before they go out of packs. And I will be taking the Premier League Prime pack. So maybe from that, we could get lucky, pack a Bruno, pack a De Bruyne, pack maybe an Andy Robertson. That would be cool too. But if we don't, it is what it is. We have to keep it moving and grooving. And let me show you guys the squad. And we will be going over the custom tactics real quick. Rafa was there to do objectives, so don't worry about him. But yeah, this is the weekend league side that we did use. And the custom tactics, once again, are the 3-4-1-2. And I'm going to be going over the custom tactics because honestly, these have been some of the funnest tactics I have used all year. And once again, this weekend league, I have done very decently using these tactics, all right? So it's 10 depth, and I think 10 depth is the way to go with the new patch, with the way that the game is really constructed as it is right now. You might be thinking on 10 depth, you're going to be overcommitting, but actually it's quite the opposite. With the midfield and defense so tight together, there becomes no space for your opponents to really get a counter off. And by the time they get their players up the pitch, your players are also up the pitch. So yeah, I really like the 10 depth. I really think it's nice. I've been using possession playstyle with 6 players in the box. And what I will say is that if you have a team that's not as expensive as mine, maybe a normal FUT Champs team or maybe a cheap team, I would maybe go on long ball rather than possession. And in fact, I did do so in certain games. I had to switch from possession to long ball. The reason why I use possession is because I really want to choke my opponent out. I want to hold the ball as long as possible, or not necessarily hold the ball, but I want to keep possession as long as possible and really just choke them out. So when they get possession, I'm pressing them, and when I have possession, I'm holding it. At the same time, I don't want to overcommit. When I was on fast build-up, I was just overcommitting too many players. And with possession, the game does tend to move a little slower. But when you have players like Team of the Year Mbappe, when you have players like Inform Ronaldo, their positioning is so good, they'll still be making good runs. And at the same time, you don't have to risk having them out of position, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, if I found like my team was moving too slow, I moved to long ball. That did fix it. And the instructions are pretty simple here. We have one of our strikers on drift wide getting behind. The other one's on stay central getting behind. That helps create some space. The cam is on balanced. The midfielders here, one is on stay back. Well, actually, they're both on stay back. Essien's on stay on the edge, while Xavi is balanced crossing. Verratti and Tavernier are on comeback on defense. They're also both getting behind. And the back three are going to be as you see. And when you see this formation, it might look like an ultra attacking formation, and in fact it is. But it's not attacking to the point where you're being reckless. As long as you know how to manually defend at a competent level, I do think it's highly viable. So, without further ado, we're going to jump into the Weekend League gameplay. I'm going to let you guys know how my Weekend League finished, and I'm going to let you guys know what my plans are going forward. Let's go. 1 star, what do you think about your team's performance during the Weekend League? Yes, as you guys know, the plan this weekend was to hit people with a 3-4-1-2. And I'm not the kind of person that hits people with a 3-4-1-2, score 1 goal, score 2 goals, and then go back to a 4-2-3-1. I don't score 1 goal and then hold the lead like I'm Jose Mourinho. Nah, we're not doing that. We're trying to control the game from the offset and continue controlling the game. And when my opponent put me under pressure, when my opponent tried to get back in the game, I would up the pressure even more. That's the way I was playing. That's the way I was coming. And it really was fun to play this style throughout the Weekend League, and surprisingly effective. I mean, it seems like with the new patch, the new meta, rather than dropping back with a lot of the better players on this game, seems to be pressing people because there's not as many viable options to skill around the team press as it is. We're going to see how it goes after the next patch because, spoiler alert, there is going to be a new patch coming to FIFA because we just haven't had enough patches on this FIFA. I mean, this is gonna be patch number 9, but I digress. And what I will say is, if you do want to play this 3-4-1-2 formation, you want to try the tactics that I've used, the most important thing I think is you need some quick defenders. I'd even suggest using at least 2 fullbacks as your defenders. So in my case, I'm using Maldini left back version, Varane, of course, who's a beast, and Kleiber. And if you have defenders like this, you can make that high line work even more effectively. Another thing I think that's very important if you do want to enlist these tactics on your team, try them out in Rivals, try them out in Foot Champs, is to have players that are technical, at least in different areas of the pitch. So on my team, when you look at what I had Verratti on one wing, who's very, very technical. He could hit those long passes from one end of the field to the other end of the field. He could switch play very effectively, get that ball moving to open areas very quickly. In the midfield, I also had Xavi, who was honestly an amazing beast at doing that as well. And we also had Del Piero at Cam, as well as Mbappe, who could pass like a Cam. I mean, let's be real. What can't Mbappe do on this game? But those are 2 real suggestions I have. Up top, you're obviously going to want 2 pacey strikers who could finish at a reasonable rate. But I think they're less important given that you will be getting a lot of chances using this formation. So if you want to use these tactics, my biggest suggestions to you, once again, is having the fast defenders and having technical players who could dribble and pass very well to make these transitions really work. So speaking of which, you might be wondering, how do we finish in the Weekend League? Because I keep on going on and on about this formation. I must be happy with my finish. And I will say I'm content. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not really particularly super happy about how I finished in the Weekend League, but at the same time, I'm not upset. We did exactly what we set out to do, which is get a decent finish and not play too many games if we didn't feel like it. So we finished at 17-7, and it's a very similar finish to what we had last weekend, where we finished 14-4. I do think if I finished all 30 of my games, I would have found a way to hit gold 1. I was playing pretty well, and even when I took losses, it was more so gameplay related rather than what I did wrong or what I did right. I even won a game on penalties. Our penalty game is getting stronger. And what I will say is that I do think going forward, we will be using a 3-4-1-2 formation. And if we do get better gameplay, I might try to hit gold 1 in the future. But it's just hard to motivate yourself when you have such a good team. Imagine the EA Angels blessing you with an Mbappe, blessing you with a Del Piero and a Ronaldo, and then finding a way to still want to play until gold 1, still want to push into Elite 3. I mean, it's hard to mention. I know it's a good problem to have, but at the same time, it's hard for me to really motivate myself if the game plays bad to continue playing when I already have such a good team. It sounds stupid, it sounds silly, but really that's where we're at. Another upside on not finishing my Weekend League games is that it gives me some motivation to play Rivals during the week, because I find that in this game where I'm at is like I don't really have the motivation to play Monday to Wednesday. There's not really much to do on these days, and I think now, being that I haven't played all my Rivals games, I could go ahead and play some Division 2 in Rivals. I could go ahead and grind some objectives. It gives me some stuff to do during the week. And speaking of which, you might be wondering what my plans going forward. All right, I have a few plans. Number 1, I think I'll be trying a new icon, of course, other than Javi. But more importantly, I will be grinding the objective Suarez so I could throw him into the mid icon SBC. I do think Suarez is a very, very good card, but being that I have such a good team on this account, I don't think I'm ever going to use him, and I think a 91 rated card is pretty expensive nowadays, so I will be taking him and putting him into the mid icon SBC. Another thing I'll be doing is grinding objectives because I'm very close to getting the Premier League Prime Players pack. Team of the Year is out of packs in less than 24 hours, so that's going to be our main objective for today, is to grind for that and hit that, and hopefully maybe we get a Bruno, maybe get a De Bruyne, maybe we even get an Andy Robertson or a Mane. I would take any of those results. Those will all be massive pulls. And now we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. Who is the best performers of the weekend for this team? And I do think it starts and ends with Mbappe. All right, this Mbappe card is just so good. He's way too far ahead of the power curve. EA have made him such a broken curve, or a broken card, given the meta of this game. So pretty much it feels like when you use him, you're playing a different game than everybody else. If you get him in position to score throughout the game, it is impossible that he won't score at least 1 to 2 goals. And that oftentimes is the difference between the W and the L. And let me tell you something. Having a player like Mbappe on your team gives you a lot of rage quits. I have never gotten so many rage quits as I have the last 2 weeks. And it's been really fun because it makes my weekend league a lot easier. Of course, Ronaldo's going to be one of my best players as well. There are some hidden gems on this team I'd like to really call out or really shout out. Verratti was a beast. I think having a player like him, who's fairly cheap for what he provides, he's really a good playmaker. He's really good on the ball, and he's really just somebody that I can pass the ball to, and I know he's reliable as far as keeping possession. I know he's reliable if I want to make a risky pass, and it's really important to have a player like that on this team, especially if you're already surrounding him with star players. Javi, of course, is another hidden gem. I think people do sleep on him. I don't face him in chance very often, but having a player like him in your midfield can transform your game if he's what you're missing. And in my opinion, that's what I was missing on this team. Kleiber, of course, is still a beast. If you guys didn't do him, it's a big old L. I do have to say so myself. And Ter Stegen, I do think, is still one of the best goalkeepers I've used on this game. When it comes to what I could improve on this team, honestly, I'm at a loss of words. At this point, I think the only thing I could really improve here is Varane. I think I could get a better center back than him. Maybe like Carlos Alberto's right back version. I think that's the point where I can really upgrade this team. But other than that, this team is essentially a perfect team. And we're just going to be trying new things every week, trying new players, everything like that. Just having fun with the account because it's not every year you get an account like this. So we just got to try to enjoy it to the best of our capabilities. Let me know in the comment section down below though. Have you guys done any of the upgrade packs? Any of the mid icon upgrades, the base or mid icon upgrades? What have you guys packed? Who are your worst and best performers of the weekend league? I would really love to know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will call it an episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then.